the hot hand. This is the hottest piece of shit. This will likely be the hardest weapon to make a video on, so thank goodness I'm doing this now. So before I go on about how terrible this weapon is and how much I hated using it, we should look at its stats. So these stats on the screen are lying to you a little bit. The hot hand does give you a speed boost for 1 second, but you move as fast as a scout. But once again, for 1 second. So, while yes, the speed boost is good, you only get 1 second of it. And its downside of 20% less damage is true if you land both hits. Because turns out, the hot hand is split into 2 parts, meaning each slap actually does 28 damage per slap, which is so awesome, and you're likely only going to hit one of those slaps. So have fun. So now that the stats are out of the way, what weapon do you want to pair with the hot hand? Well, you want to pair speedy weapons such as the degreaser or the panic attack. And considering the fact that you actually get a melee hit with the hot hand to get the speed boost, this actually means the panic attack is going to be doing around 100 damage per shot. At the very least, like 90. So that's pretty good. You could also pair it with a reserve shooter, but you're using the reserve shooter. Okay, so like quick note, the reserve shooter is actually really good in 6s if it's unbanned, so still wouldn't recommend using it with the hot hand, but that's more so because the hot hand is bad. So what is the optimal scenario for the hot hand? It's getting behind someone who hopefully isn't moving or is moving very slow, smacking their booty cheeks, and then pulling out your panic attack and start strafing around them. You move very fast, so it works pretty well, except for the fact the hot hand does 28 damage, meaning if you get the maximum damage of 1 slap and a panic attack shot, you will not be able to bring down a med, which is a problem. It's kind of like how Scout is able to strafe around heavy. It's why Scout has a chance against heavy at close range. Now, once again, Pyro only has 1 second, which likely means you'll die the moment the speed boost goes away, but it is something. If you couldn't tell by my tone and the clips, this weapon sucks bad. This genuinely might be the worst weapon I'll use in this series, or if not, it'll be the most painful to use. But why is it this bad to use? Well, it's quite simple. It does little damage, it gives almost no speed boost, and the stupid gimmick of splitting the damage for each slap just makes it a pain to use. How about in a competitive sense? How would I personally rank and how do I feel about this? Well, I can't say it's the worst weapon in Pyro's kit in a competitive sense because it is a Pyro melee. That does not mean that this is good to use. It's just that comparatively to the secondary and primary slot, this weapon will not be as big of a hindrance. I'm trying my hardest to make every weapon in this series seem viable or at least interesting. But my god, this weapon is testing my patience because it is a worse version of the stock fire axe. There is no way around that. Some fun little trivia though, the hot hand cannot do spy checking. I know that's not much considering Pyro has a flamethrower, but I feel like I should mention this because I discovered this unfortunately. Also, while going through my footage, I learned that the hot hand still has an active hitbox if you swap to the panic attack while using it, or to the degreaser. This doesn't mean much, but it's funny. Quick side note, I am making a tier list for all the weapons that I make a video on. So let's quickly do the hot hand because we're on it right now. It's going into D tier. this is going at the lower end of D tier as well, because this is genuinely a horrendous weapon to use. And for the Man Melter, I'm going to put it in B tier, likely high B tier. I think in 6s it's not as good unless there's a Pyro on the enemy team, but if there is one, it's amazing. If there isn't, it's simply okay. In Highlander, on the other hand, this is pretty good, and I think a lot of people underrate this weapon. Thank you all so much for waiting for this video to come out. I was having a terrible time making the video, but I was having fun editing it. I hope you all enjoy, and for the next video, I have a very special combo of weapons waiting. Bye bye!